is Olivia Wright. Today is Thursday, the 28th of December 2023. I'm 19 at the moment. The first word I would use is independent, courageous, and risk taker, especially with this whole year. Honestly, I'm thankful for my mind because the brain is an extremely powerful thing, but also your train of thoughts influence your day-to-day actions and the things you would be able to accomplish in the future based on what you tell yourself now. And whether you believe it or not, your brain likes truth and true statements. So if you tell something false to your brain or to yourself, it's gonna find a way to make that false statement become true unless you change your mindset and what you're telling yourself. Currently on this date, I have 3,000 followers and plus some. How depression changes people's perspectives, alternating the idea of depression, college series. Honestly, last year I did a pretty good job. I just have to stick to my word and follow through with the ideas and thoughts I have of completing certain tasks. And that's about it. This year I was featured in a magazine and I was interviewed for that. Oh, another thing that was really cool this year is I've now in a third book. My school took my essay that I wrote for my English class, one of my English courses that I took as in the fall of this year, but it was published for this year's incoming first year students. Currently, my favorite movie is Midway. It's Polish, English, French. The most important thing to me at this moment in time is, as I said earlier, my mind, because the thoughts you tell yourself is just extremely important, and they really alternate your way of life without you even really noticing, because it's what you're telling your subconscious self, because the thoughts you say in your head is what your subconscious tends to hold on to and repeat. So yeah. The biggest thing I learned this year is to enjoy life no matter who's in it, because people come and go. What I mean by this is that others should not determine on what you do with your life, because they're coming and going. And you can't control the people who stay or go because it's their choice. So don't let them decide what you want to do with your life. My favorite place to visit this year was Colorado. Just came back from that trip. I haven't been in 5 years. I missed that. Colorado. This year I went to a new country, Greece, and we went to Athens, Kalabaka, Delphi, Olympia, Tolu, Santorini, Naxos, Paros, and Aegina. Oh, and I also went to Alaska this year. I went to Skagway, Juneau. I also went to Canada, Fraser, and Victoria. States I visited were Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee. 12 states. Oh, and Alaska. 13. 14 because of Washington. A place I would like to visit to is honestly the rest of Europe. Okay, so last year I read The New Deal by Al Kennedy, and this year she released a sequel to it, and I love it so much. The Graham Effect. and I just love her writing of college romance and hockey. My favorite song is either Warsaw by Lovejoy or Call Me What You Like by Lovejoy. My favorite band's Lovejoy. I found them through their lead singer, William Gold, or as most people know him, Wilbur. Found him through that and found him through his friend, Tom Simons. So, yeah. Someone I want to meet is Dr. Caroline Leaf. She's a neuroscientist who is focused on the cognitive side of neuroscience. And that's, in a way, the direction I want to go towards with my psychology studies is cognitive. If I'm being honest, no, I didn't. A goal I want to complete in this upcoming year is 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, because anything's possible if you set your mind towards it. A moment I would relive from this year was my study abroad trip in Greece. As I mentioned, we visited, I would say, 8 locations. And Athens alone is amazing, but when you go out and drive throughout the country and even go on a few boat trips throughout the country to get to the islands, you see a much broader, you get a better understanding of how Greece really is, because Athens is different than the other cities, if I'm being honest. You could look at how even the water structure is. I had to do an essay on the water environment, and Athens, the water system, it's updated, it's new. In other countries and other locations in the country, it is not. And the prices of water, even in Athens alone, depending on where you are, the prices are much higher than they are in Delphi or even Tolu. Olympia, they could be a little bit higher because Olympia is a touristy area because it is the ancient Olympic area. So, yeah. A class I'm looking forward to next semester is my brain behavior class. Something I did this year was travel to a whole new country by myself. Okay, what I think of my last year's message to myself is, honestly, it's all true. Life is a surprise, and exercise does help with your mental health, because this year I went up and down again with exercise, because when you switch locations of where you're living, it alternates your living habits, and so you have to make new ones and you have to get used to it and you have to stick to them when you don't want to, because there was moments where I skipped going to the gym because I'm like, I don't feel like it, I feel weak today, when really those are the days you should go unless you absolutely cannot. A message I have for myself for the next upcoming year is stick to what you tell yourself that you're going to do. Make a list of what you say you will do and do it and complete everything on that list. Because you have a lot of time every year. Might as well complete everything you want to complete.